I was asked a question about the quality of dancers. What qualities do you find in good dancers? I'm going to answer that question by answering the sub-question below that. What qualities make a good dancer? What are the qualities of a good dancer? It can be answered by what are the qualities of dance? What are the qualities of a dance, of a particular dance, of any dance? Now, I'm supposing that this question is more or less asked from the point of view of what's good in tango. And if we talk about that and we step back a bit, we see that tango is a social dance. So we have to talk about the social qualities of it. And then we have to talk about, since it's a social dance, what makes certain things have quality within the dance. Let's take this down, let's break this down into different components of quality. By first talking about the word quality. The word quality is often, it's treated in two major ways. Subjectively or intrinsically. Subjectively means that 1,000 people say it's good and 1,000 people can't be wrong. 60 million Frenchmen say it's good, must be good. This is a subjective point of view. This is externalizing the thing to a popular vote. I deny such a view of quality. Another view of quality is one of intrinsicism. And it's a bit of a mix of subjectiveness. Let's just say that subjectivity interjects itself at one point in things that are intrinsically good. People will say, do this, it's good for you. And you'll say, why? Well, because it's good for you. And then you kind of, step around the circle. For instance, you should give money to the poor because it's good to give money to the poor. Because they need your help and it's good to help. Good is coming back all around. We're not talking about why it is good for me to do this. We're talking about good, intrinsically, and we're actually separating it from all the rest of the possible uses of good. So, quality, in this sense, is often used intrinsically too. This is a high quality posture. Well, because look at it, it's a high quality posture. No. Deny that too. To me, quality is something that is objective. There's a potential to justify what's going on. A teacher will often teach in a manner that seems intrinsic. Do this. Do these multiplication tables. Do that bolio exercise. And do the exercise. Why, Prof? Why should I do it? Because. So there we have it. But let's think about it from the reverse side. A student who then does that exercise, does the multiplication tables, etc., will have respect for the professor or the teacher once he realizes that it is good. How does he realize that it's good? He says to himself, that was pretty useful. That's got a purpose. And here we have it. This is the objective quality of things. They have a purpose. So in tango, what are the different types of qualities that lead to different types of purposes? Purposi, I suppose we should say. Let's talk about that in two different ways. Three different ways, actually. There are qualities that we conceptualize. So we look at them and we come up with this movement, this series of movements, and we relate it to an abstract concept. This, now that was elegant. Now, elegance is a bunch of things. It's a concept that exists to represent many real situations. Many real situations. But it's an abstract one, and when we see somebody being elegant, we say, Well, look at that. We are in fact admiring virtues. So there are things that we admire that are conceptual. Things that we admire immediately and things that later on we contemplate. And we say to ourselves, you know, that was just. That was exactly what needed to be done in that music. It's such a lively band. You know, we're looking at things and we're saying to ourselves, this is of high quality because it reflects my value, my virtues, the virtues that I like, my values. That's one type of quality. And you can immediately see, for instance, let's say that quality disappear. Just disappears. It's a little bit like Miss Universe. When you ask her a political question and she answers, and suddenly she looks ugly. She was wonderful looking before the answer, and as she was answering, she turned into this ugly person, right? She lost all good qualities by answering. We can see that there's a conceptual rapprochement. You know, we get closer to the dancers we see, and then when we get to their ideas, we suddenly see that our virtues are not necessarily aligned with theirs, and we just break that right off the bat. We just say, that's it, that's enough of that. I don't want to know any more about this person. So that's one type. There are two other types. One has to do with static postures. And so again, now it's super objective, perceptual. No concepts involved. Perceptual, what do I see? Obviously, there might be a purpose that's a little bit more conceptual, but it doesn't have to do with the virtues. Static positions, we've spoken about that, and dynamic positions. Within the realm of static positions, a position has a high quality if, for instance, it gives you many options. If I am able to choose one of 1, 2, 3, on the spot, 4, on the spot, cross in the back, 5, on the spot, cross in the front, 6. If my static position on one axis allows me 6 alternatives, that is a very high quality static position. These are the sorts of positions that you know when you see them, the person has done some work, which is a virtue. But without admiring them, you also realize that the person has options now. And so you say to yourself there, this person has options, this person has the possibility of doing many things. So you have options, you have an axis that you can maintain, you're strong in that axis, strong meaning that the free leg can move around and it doesn't really matter what's going on. You have maintained a Fred Astaire-like quality here, quietness while everything is moving. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quietness, 2 spins, evidently, 2 spins. You are able to do these 2 spins. Consider many static positions of low quality, the ones that just don't allow you to spin. There are, so those are all related to options. These are things that give you repartee. The French say répartie, you know, this wit. They give you wit. They give you an ability to instantly take something and translate it into something else. Just, it's Bruce Lee, basically. Now, Bruce Lee, you're going to say, has another quality, doesn't he? That's very visible. And that is one of using deep muscles. So let's look at the two. Let's look at it because, you know, I can represent the bad quality here. Superficialness. Superficial muscles taking over the position. You know, you can see that very clearly when I'm going to use my wrong foot here. All my superficial muscles are trying to hold me in position. So my right foot axis is of a poor quality. It's clear. My psoas is acting up, my hips are acting up, my surface muscles trying to help. Forget it. Somebody who has a very high quality, has deep muscles acting and secondary muscles coming on over top. And so the order of progression of these muscles is very important. It has to do with the abdominals moving everything else. These are the muscles that dominate elegant movement. And that, of course, is a matter of yoga, you know, a matter of a lot of, I don't do yoga, but the point is that it's a matter of doing something to get to those deep muscles, strain them, and teach them to hold and move from one position to another with tremendous elegance. That is to say, non-superficiality. Now, another positional or another static position quality is evident in the ability to communicate. So, you know, we're talking about the ability to communicate to the other dancer. Well, this is something that's intrinsic to the couple, you might say. It's not very visible, but it's felt. So it's not intrinsic, it's felt, it's objective, but only to the couple. This ability to, oh, I feel it here, therefore he wants me to go here. You know, this, I feel things as a woman. As a man, oh, I feel that she wants me to do a boleo now. Okay, here we go. Boom, we'll do a boleo. This communication cradle, this ability to use antennas, let's not deny it. Some of the best antennas are below for women, right? We can sense where that foot is by using our axis. So it comes back to other things that we've learned. But that's another quality of a static position. A static position can have dynamisms, which is not the same as a dynamic position. A dynamism is something that you do on your axis. So you're dancing with a woman as a man. You've got her here. That's a dynamism. Women have this lovely little thing they do. Oh, it's a wonderful thing they do. Then there's this thing called the hips. Why do we like it? You know, why is it that this movement of the hips is great? I'm on one axis here, but I'm moving my hips. Well, that again relates to certain virtues, but it's a dynamism that is not, that is to say, it is not a static issue, and especially when it relates to the music, then we're getting to another virtue. But just, you know, immediately we see that the person is able to do something. Now, a dynamism can be excessive, you know. Woman can do the splits. We're in the middle of, let's say, a very lively milonga, and she does the splits while the music is still lively. Nothing's really changed. No, I'm sorry. So the ideas are what now? So now we talk about the aspect, we've spoken about the virtues. So these are conceptual issues. We've spoken about the static positions, which are, you know, leading to useful, good opportunities, etc. Static positions. There's obviously dynamic positions to consider. Dynamic positions have two big qualities. First of all, they obey the law of economy. So for me to walk from here to there, there is something to be said about economizing things. Using the right muscle groups, and mostly the big muscle groups to do so. The second quality, with the second aspect of dynamic positions, is precision. You know, we're going to take a step forward, and guess what? We're going to land on the right spot, both of us. There's something there in the dynamic movement that gives you good static posture afterwards. So really it's interrelated. That answers, I think, all aspects of what a quality dance is. It's not subjective, it's not intrinsic, it exists, it's there. We just have to figure out the real reasons why and work at it. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask.